Hello, my name is Joe Hardesty and I'm your SAR Library Director. I'm coming to you from my home here in Louisville, Kentucky, and like you, I too am staying at home, trying to stay safe from this virus. The very first thing I want to share with you is my sincere hope that you too are doing everything in your power to stay safe and corona-free. Please tell me you're taking precautions of social distancing, frequent hand washing, and getting exercise. You know, we could still do that. We don't want to hear of any member of SAR, any member of our families coming down with this terrible illness and succumbing to it. So please take whatever precautions you need to do and continue to stay safe. I'm coming to you to share with you a few thoughts. First, I want to express my sincere thanks to the leadership of Don Shaw and the officers of SAR for inspiring all of us and giving us the tools to continue work, even though we're under the stay-at-home order like most of the country. Through our information technology officer, Mick Pitzer, we're able to work from home. And with our fellow library assistant, Brian Christensen, he and I are continuing to do some terrific work on making our library catalog more useful to any of our SAR members and to anyone who chooses to visit us and search our catalog for books. We're continuing to make tremendous progress, and I give my thanks to Brian and Don and all the others for continuing to pull together. A lot of the SAR staffers are working from home, and we're doing everything we can to make you happy with that. I also wanted to share with you two ideas that I have that I wanted to share with you and hopefully inspire and encourage you. The first is the thought that, you know, I've washed my car, I've mowed my grass, I've weeded my garden, I've read the last great novel at my bedstand, and I've put in my 40 hours of work at the SAR remotely. So what am I going to do now? You know, well, I've got a thought, and that's that I reached out to my local radio station and invited them to contact me for an interview on how to do family history research. And if I could do it, you could do it. You can contact your local radio stations and see if there is any interest in you or maybe a chapter registrar or the state registrar or the state genealogist if you have one. There are people in the SAR community that have lots of experience and knowledge on how to do good genealogy research, and that's a service that you can provide the listeners in your community. It's just a matter of picking up the phone and making a phone call or sending an email to the station manager and say, listen, this is something that I can do from home, and this is something that all of your listeners can do from home because they've got the time. So I would invite you to reach out to your local radio station and check that out. And here's the second thought that I wanted to share with you. Every day at 5 o'clock, the state governor here in Kentucky gives a daily briefing on how the coronavirus has impacted our state. And one of the most intriguing things that I hear him say is that it is our patriotic duty to take precautions and to abide by all the CDC guidelines. That means washing our hands frequently, getting exercise, not gathering in crowds, remaining socially distant from folks, but reaching out to them nevertheless through means like this, videos and phone calls and chats. We need that social interaction. We just need to do it safely, as you know. So he made it the phrase of patriotic duty. It's our patriotic duty to do what's right for our community and our citizens. And I thought, well, yeah, it is. I mean, we have our patriot ancestors made great sacrifices for the greater good of our country. If we wouldn't be here if our ancestors didn't make those great sacrifices. My children and my grandchildren are making sacrifices. I don't know when the last time I saw them. And I miss them. You know, and so, you know, we can reach out to our members of our community. I know that there is a school superintendent who's stepping up to the plate like he's never done before, or an EMS worker, or a nurse or a doctor in our hospitals, the CEO perhaps of our hospital, or it might be the county judge executive, or your state senators, or your state representatives. There are plenty of people where you live that are stepping up and showing great leadership skills at this time of crisis. And I'm thinking, what a wonderful way of expressing our gratitude and our appreciation by contacting and working with your local chapter, identifying who these men are, and seeing if perhaps they would be qualified candidates for SAR membership. We're all heroes here. Everyone who's making sacrifices for the greater good are heroes and patriots. And we need to acknowledge that and celebrate that. So the two thoughts I had for you are this. First, contact your local radio stations and see if there is any interest, or make the interest known that there are listeners who have a lot of time on their hands, and one great way to spend that spare time is to research their family history. And you have ways to educate their listeners on how to do good, sound genealogy research. And the second is to work with your local chapter members and see if there's some men in your local area who have been showing great leadership skills and making great sacrifices for the greater good. And show that you care about them. So I want to thank you for listening and invite you to share this video with fellow chapter members, and know that I'm always here. Feel free to contact me and through our email. It is jhardesty@sar.org. Again, that's the letter J, hardesty@sar.org. Stay safe, take precautions, continue to do the right thing, and know that we're looking out for each other. Bye.